Yeah, guys, so we just ended liquidity chapter, and now we're gonna talk about supply and demand zones. I'm gonna tell you right now that it's kinda similar with the support and resistance zones, but with the supply and demand zones, you can draw bigger rectangles. And you're gonna see in my examples in the next videos how to do that, how to draw it, and what to expect. Because basically, supply and demand zones are similar, but not the same. It's kind of you're tracking the areas where buyers or sellers are pushing the prices. So let's get into the charts and we're gonna try to look for something. What I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna try to make it as simple as possible and show you with certain examples where we can find supply demand zones, and basically for that we're gonna use a bigger time frame. Bigger time frame, it means an hour. You can try to look at 4 hours, but I need an example for you to get it, and in the next videos I'm gonna show you how to draw it. But basically it looks like this. Yeah, in the top, what do we have? We have a supply zone. Supply. Okay, wow. Supply zone. Yeah, and from there sellers are pushing price down, and as you can see in this example, the price start running up, created here a supply zone. Yeah, and from this supply zone, every time the price came here, it's pushing back. Yeah, you can see the first time was here, several wicks, also here just wicks, also here just wicks. What the price did, it was pushing the price away from the supply zone. You see, it's kind of like a resistance level, but support and resistance are in the bigger time frame. I mean, you can use a 1 day time frame chart, you can use 4 hours. Supply and demand zones I'm using on 1 hour time frame. It works good, it works really good to be honest, and having supply and demand zones gives you advantage if you're making the trade, as I'm doing in the lower time frame with the liquidity, inducements and everything which we talked about. I hope you guys learned. Demand zone is kinda similar as the support zone, and from the demand zone we have a pressure from the buyers. Every time the price comes, it pushes back the price above. It pushes back the price above. Once again, it pushes back the price above. And this is at the bottom, we have a demand zone. Yeah, let's look for other examples. See the chart, and yeah, another example. We have a supply zone. You can try it here. Just just check it out. The supply zone was created, and the price pushing down. Once again, pushing down. Once again, it was tested and pushing down. So you got the idea. I hope so. But the whole idea of that, of the supply and demand zones, that you're going on the higher time frame, which is 1 hour, and what you're doing, you're keeping in mind that the price rejecting from that kind of places. I'm gonna show you how to draw it exactly in the next episode, I think. But when you have the supply and demand zones, you go into the lower time frame and you're trying to catch a nice risk reward trades, which is at least 1 to 3. It's possible. Having the candles like that, there's the rejections, you're gonna get the confirmations, you're gonna get the entry points and entering the trades. We can move on, we can try to find something more. But supply and demand zones are mostly in the ranging markets. When we have a trend, for example, it's a downtrend, or it's an uptrend, then we have a little bit of the problem. But yeah, look again, we have a supply zone here, a nice one. The price rejected here, a lot of here, and here a little bit, but yeah, that's minimal here. And this one is amazing with the wick and the price. What price is doing with the supply zone? It's going fucking downtown. Here from the creation it went down. Here it created a new low, once again climbed up, but the supply zone is the supply zone and the sellers are pressing. So again, we have a nice dump, and after that we had a huge dump, that's for sure. Almost 5k was down on the Bitcoin. I want to find you a demand zone, but the moment crypto market is, how to say that, it's in the huge downtrend, so it's hard to find the demand zones because everybody's just selling. But if you're a trader, you're following the trend. So yeah, we have a downtrend. So what we're looking for the resistance zones, or we're looking for the supply zones in the top for the VIX, for the charts to go down. If we can find it, we can enter the trades. We can make an amazing trades following the trend. So yeah, coming back, okay. Here, as you can see, a manipulation, but this is not the topic. Here we have maybe a huge demand zone. Here, look, the price created the demand zone from here, and it's bounced several times, testing it. As I'm saying, it's kinda the same as the support and resistance, but support and resistance you're drawing on the bigger time frame. Supply and demand you're going on the lower time frame, which is 1 hour. 15 minutes maybe, but if you want to get the correctly ones, you're going on the 1 hour. And if you're going on the 1 hour, your supply and demand zones are gonna be fucking amazing. So yeah guys, thank you so much for watching. This is just the starting of the supply and demand column, the new chapter. So I hope you're gonna stay tuned every day, new video. I'm gonna explain something new, something how to find it, how to apply it, and later on, yeah, we're gonna talk about how to enter the trades and everything. And supply and demand zones, that is one of my main things I'm using, so you're gonna see that a lot. So I'm talking about after the bootcamp, I'm uploading the videos, explaining the trade. You're gonna see supply and demand zones, that's for sure. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.